There comes a time in life when you have to stop waiting. Stop waiting for people to notice you. Stop waiting for their acknowledgement, their validation, their approval. Because the truth is, the gift you're searching for, the worth you're hoping they'll see, has been inside you all along. Some of us feel exhausted, not because we're doing too much, but because we've been looking in the wrong direction. We've spent too much time measuring ourselves by the opinions of those who don't even understand their own worth. We've let external standards define us, even when they were never meant to. But what if I told you there's a way out? A way to break free from this endless cycle of seeking approval. A way to reclaim your power and start living a life that's true to who you are. This isn't just about self-improvement. It's about self-reclamation. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time, teaches us a powerful truth. Our worth doesn't come from applause or recognition. It comes from living in alignment with our values, our principles, and our own internal compass. Today, we're going to dive deep into how we can apply these Stoic principles to stop chasing validation and start nurturing our inner strength. If these words resonate with you, if you're tired of wearing masks, of playing roles that don't fit, stick with me. This video is crafted to help you see yourself more clearly. And if you find value in what we're doing here, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's a simple, free way to keep this conversation going. Now, let's embark on this journey together to a place where you no longer seek approval, but start approving yourself. The trap of external validation. It's easy to fall into the trap, isn't it? Waiting for that nod of approval, that pat on the back, that "well done," to make you feel like your work, your effort, your existence truly matter. We've been conditioned to believe that validation must come from outside before we can appreciate ourselves. But why? Stoicism reveals a hard truth. Chasing external approval is a distraction from what really matters, your internal growth and virtue. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca taught that true peace comes from within, not from accolades, not from praise, but from how we choose to live. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. That wisdom holds a powerful lesson for us today. The only validation that truly matters is the one you give yourself. Every time you wait for someone else to approve your decisions, you're silently saying, their opinion holds more weight than your own. But should it? Think about it. Should someone else's perspective define your worth more than your own understanding of yourself? If you tie your self-worth to the approval of others, you build your identity on shaky ground, a foundation so unstable that the slightest shift, the wrong comment, the absence of recognition, can send everything crashing down. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to build our foundation on what we control, our actions, our responses, our choices. And when we do that, we cultivate a strength that is unshakable, one that doesn't crumble under the weight of someone else's opinion. How to break free. So, how do we escape this cycle of seeking validation? It starts with recognizing your own power. Begin each day by affirming your worth. Reflect on your actions, not by how they're perceived, but by whether they align with your values. Celebrate your victories, even if no one else sees them, because your progress does not require an audience to be real. Imagine the freedom that comes from detaching yourself from external validation. Think of the energy you could reclaim. Energy wasted on seeking approval, checking for feedback, waiting for likes on social media. Now, imagine redirecting that energy into things that truly enrich your life. This isn't about shutting the world out. It's about strengthening your inner world so that external opinions lose their grip on you. It's about becoming so grounded in your own values that validation from others becomes a bonus, not a necessity. The digital age and the validation trap. Today's world makes this even harder. Social media has turned validation into a numbers game. Likes, comments, followers. When you live like that, you're not living for yourself, and that leads only to regret. The power of looking inward. So what's the alternative? It's simple, but not easy. Shift your focus inward. Set goals based on your values, not someone else's expectations. Develop self-awareness. Ask yourself, am I making this choice for me or for approval? Take consistent action, small steps every day, toward a life that aligns with you. And most importantly, learn to say no. Your time and energy are limited. Don't waste them on things that drain you just to meet someone else's expectations. This might be uncomfortable at first, but over time, it strengthens your commitment to yourself. A simple daily practice. Imagine starting each day by looking into a mirror, not just to check your reflection, but to see yourself. Not the version of you shaped by outside opinions, not the one molded to fit others' expectations, but the real you. And ask yourself, am I living for them or for me? This practice, this moment of reflection, is powerful because it reminds you that the only reflection that truly matters is the one staring back at you. Final thoughts. Breaking free from external validation doesn't mean ignoring feedback or living in isolation. It means learning to trust yourself first, to prioritize your own judgment over fleeting approval. As the Stoics taught, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So today, take that power back. Start approving yourself and live a life that belongs to you. We let these things dictate our mood, our self-worth, even our decisions. But the Stoics warned against this centuries ago. Seneca wrote extensively about the futility of basing happiness on external approval. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily to ignore applause and focus only on what was within his control. Their message is clear. If your happiness depends on what others think, you're no longer in control of your own life. How often have you changed your path out of fear of judgment, taken on projects, jobs, or relationships that didn't fulfill you just because they made you look good in someone else's eyes?